Hey there, welcome back to my channel, LeeBeeBuilds. My name is Aaliyah and I'm here with another speed build. So considering it is December and Christmas is coming up, it's right around the corner, I'm obviously going to do some holiday builds. So you're probably noticing right now, but Aaliyah, you're not building in winter. It's not very much of a winter build now, is it? And I would say, yeah, you're right, it's not a winter build. I decided that, like, while I live in a place that gets snow, we're actually due to get some today while I am doing this voiceover. But I'm thinking there's so many other places in the world that don't get snow. So I decided to build like a modern, what I would imagine something in LA. I've never been, don't know anything about it, but this is my modern LA house that is decorated for Christmas. So the Sims that live here, I imagine, they've got money. They're rich, okay? And they like the modern aesthetic. They like the whole white but minimalist kind of cool look. You'll see kind of what it is on the inside in a bit. But so this house was a challenge because when I think Christmassy, I think like kind of almost like cluttered with like decorations and red and green and bright colors like that and snow. So the first challenge of this was trying to make it look like a holiday build that is in a place with no snow. So I built this in Oasis Springs in the nice neighborhood with grass, and for me that was the best location to do this build, this modern kind of build that kind of, because there's surrounding palm trees and stuff, and I wasn't gonna do something in Sulani, so this is what fit best for me. And I just like, this build is really quite interesting, I have to say. It's basically like, modern houses are always kind of difficult to do because of the like windows and like what wallpaper do you choose on the outside. Like I find them a lot more difficult to do without inspiration. So I had like 10 different houses on Pinterest that I was looking at when I was doing the outside of this and kind of meshed them all into like one. And that's literally just because I didn't know what to do. Like it's kind of hard to build modern houses, especially because I don't live in a modern house and I don't have any friends that like do. So I've never been in like these like stark white barren households. And okay, that sounds wrong. This house definitely still is homey, I would say. But it's definitely not as like homey as like a traditional kind of home. My vocabulary needs to be expanded a little bit. But I really like how this turned out, this build. The backyard's kind of like a cool idea. It's got like that overhang porch off of the master bedroom, and then there's like a nice sunken seating area that's gonna be existing at some point. They got a nice pool. They have a nice seating area and like a little like garden, two gardens in the back too. And so I think it just looks really nice. It's not like a huge backyard or anything. So I mean, like, these people are rich, but they don't have like a mansion or anything. They're on like the lower end of rich, which is still pretty freaking rich. But oh yay, we're on the inside, yay. So I decided to do this weird thing with the stairs where I did a platform and then stairs and then, or stairs, platform, then stairs. So I mean, it should work. Yeah, it should work. Unless platforms are being glitchy. But I thought it was kind of a cool idea to kind of switch up the staircase a little bit. There were some adjustments that I wish I could have done that I just, like, with the limits of where you can put staircases, and it wasn't quite how I would have wanted, but I really like how it turned out. And I decided to use more of the platforming here in the like living room area. It's just one step up, and I think that just added a little bit of separation from the like hallway entrance area. I will say that the hallway entrance area, it's not very full. I wanted to try to stick with not like minimal, like a little minimalist, not crazy, because they still have like a lot of decorations and stuff for like the holidays, but I didn't like go crazy out with the clutter or anything in the hallways because I figured that's not kind of what this type of house would have. I would imagine there's a big entranceway and it's kind of pretty empty. There's like a closet where you can put your stuff in, but that's about it. But here in the living room, I lined the wall here with some bookshelves and I decorated it with a lot of different holiday decorations. I stuck with like whites and blues and a few of the like really light pinks. You can see I skipped ahead a little bit so that you didn't have to watch the whole like 3 minutes sped up of me decorating these bookshelves. So you can kind of see the end half here where I'm just finalizing a few things and using the red shelf to make sure I can fill up the shelves. And I just filled it up with a bunch of different items I think would make it look cute for the holidays, and I sized down some of those gifts and put them on the shelves. I don't imagine that these are real gifts with real items people give to each other. I think they're more so just decorations. And then next to the piano here, I kind of made a makeshift like bar cart type thing because I don't have there's no like bar carts in the game that I know of. If there is, I had no idea, but I kind of just put 2 tables from Spa Day together, and I put some the tray table with the drinks on it from Eco Lifestyle and put some more Eco Lifestyle like bottles from the debug menu just in underneath, just kind of make it look like it was kind of a bar cart. It's not fully like the right vibe, but I think it's kind of cute and a fun idea to bring that to life in that room. And I used mostly, if not all, white Christmas trees throughout the house, and there are quite a few Christmas trees. Each bedroom has their own. There are 3 bedrooms, 2 for like kids and 1 for like parents. And there's a Christmas tree here in the living room. There's a Christmas tree in the dining room, so that's 2. There's 1 in the hallway upstairs, and then there's 1 for each bedroom, so that's 6. 6. Just 6? Yeah, I think there's only 6. So yeah, that's a lot of Christmas trees, I have to say. I debated putting 1 in the hallway here, but there wasn't like a spot that I really thought would be perfect for it, because I have a door coming off out from like the garage. It's not a garage, I guess, because it's open laneway. Is that a word? That sounds very American. I don't know. But here we are in the kitchen. I wanted to keep this house very open concept. It's like separated in terms of like the shape of the house. The like kitchen and dining room are here separated. Then there's the hallway and there's like the staircase in the way. It's kind of off on a little like L-shaped, kind of, not really, into the living room. So there is separation, but it's not separated by like walls and hallways. It's like, yeah. But this is the living room, and I didn't clutter it too much, but I did put some items in there just to try to make it feel like someone actually lives here. But I didn't want to go too crazy because I was going for that more modern minimalist kind of vibe. And these countertops that I used, I like never use them ever. They're just like my least favorite cabinets in the game because I find that they don't look very good, but they do look good in the modern setting. I will admit they look fine there, but there's a lot of swatches on it too, so if you were looking for a specific color, this is a great cabinet choice for you. It's also base game, so that's pretty nice too. But like say you wanted to make a bright pink kitchen for some reason, you can. Like there's a swatch option for that. So that is something good about those cabinets, I will say. And then the dining room here is just right off of it without any really separation, but it's completely encased in all those huge windows, which I just absolutely love for this style of build. The amount of windows in this is beautiful, and all the sun coming in is amazing. When I took my screenshots, I wanted the sun to be coming in from the back and from the front. So I took pictures at different times of the day. So I think I took the screenshots for the front of the build in the morning, and then I made the time so that it was in the afternoon for when I took the screenshots of inside of the house and in the backyard so that I could get all that light streaming in. And I think that was a really good choice. And here I was gonna do an office, but then I kind of felt like a fitness room would kind of be cool, because I figured like I don't know, they're rich, they can afford this stuff. And if you're probably noticing now that I put this rock wall in and you're like, it's sticking out the front of the house. I know. I mean, I didn't know it at the time, but I definitely fixed it before the end of the video, so don't worry. The version on the gallery has a fixed situation there. I extended it by 1 block out. I just made the room bigger because that's what I did. And don't worry, it's all good, it's all good. I wouldn't worry about it. And then here we are upstairs in the first of the 3 bedrooms. This bedroom here, I imagine it was kind of like a teen girl. She has her bed obviously, but she's gonna have a desk as well, and she kind of has some artwork on the wall. I kind of figure she kind of is like very trendy, so like I use those paintings from Tiny Living because I just thought they were perfect for like that kind of aesthetic. But I also think she's a very creative person, and so I would imagine maybe she's like planning on starting like her own little business, and she's already kind of starting and dreaming about it, and maybe even starting it. Like, just because she's a teen doesn't mean she can't start, right? So I set her up with some like knitting stuff, and as well as she has some artwork on the wall, like drawings that she's made, and she's got an easel outside. And then just because I was going with the whole trendy kind of vibe, I put a yoga mat outside for her so that she could enjoy that. I figured, like, I don't know, I feel like this kind of fits in some sort of persona. And yeah, I had to kind of rejig the shape of her room to fit in the desk, which I think worked out for the best anyways. That way she has got a bigger space. Considering they're like a pretty wealthy family, I would imagine she has that space for herself. And I just like, she has her own computer, so fancy. And then I kind of cluttered her room up more so than the rest of like the common space, because this is her space, not her parents' space that her like mom or dad or whoever like designs and tries to keep very like samey. But in here she has her creative freedom to do what she wants. So she has her hanging plants, she has her shelves, she has her own little Christmas decorations too, because like this is a Christmas build, so you can't forget those. And so she has her own Christmas tree as well. It matches the one that's in the living room and in the dining area. It matches as well, and she has her own little garland hanging up on the wall as well. So each room does have their own decorations and their own Christmas tree, just to kind of bring it that holiday vibes. But I would say this is probably like the least, as much, I did put a lot of Christmas decorations, but it doesn't look like it because I used a lot of the white decorations rather than the red and green. And so while it is Christmassy, it's not like overbearing, I don't think. You can, I mean, I guess you can have your own opinion about it, but I think I did pretty well at trying to make it look more like a modern kind of Christmas vibe. And then this here is just a hallway upstairs. I put one of the chess tables here just to give another activity to learn some skills, and there's a Christmas tree up here as well. I end up adding more windows too into this hallway, as well as the bathroom that's in the parents' bedroom just next to it on the left. I add more windows because one, it felt pretty empty when I was building the bathroom. I was like, there needs to be something on the wall, but I couldn't choose a picture, and then I was like, window. But then when I put the windows in, I was like, okay, now I have to add another window to kind of balance it out. You'll see later. But we're actually here on the second bedroom. This one, I just kind of went with a red theme. That's really the vibe I went for it. I was kind of imagining maybe this is more like a kid in here, and they just love the color red. And so I put a lot of different reds in here. This is definitely the most traditional in terms of Christmas colors, because of red. I put red instead of like white decorations in here, and I felt like that was a little more fitting for someone who's probably a child. It's just having something a little more traditional in style rather than the whole modern cool white Christmas trees and stuff. And this room is much smaller than the others, so I did have a little bit of styling cramp issues. So yeah, and as you can see, this bathroom just kind of appeared out of nowhere. This is the hallway bathroom. I honestly found the footage kind of boring, so I cut out most of it, and you can see what I did with it here. You just didn't get to see the whole process. I just basically, it's a white bathroom, and I put some red towels in there to be like, oh, they switched out the towels for Christmas. That's kind of just where I went with that. And then now we're into the master bedroom here. And I kind of made my own custom closet. I wasn't really planning to at first, but then I wasn't feeling any of the options, so I ended up making this, and I'll delete the walls in just a moment, and then I'm gonna move two of those windows out in front of the others to make it look like it's a sliding door. It's obviously like maybe not the most perfect sliding door look, but I think it looks kind of cool, and I made it so it has its own little color in there, so it's like got a gray wall, whereas the rest of the room ends up being like, I guess, a green and a blue. I thought it was orange. My memory is failing me a lot. And then I actually went with the black and white Christmas tree in here because I figured like maybe the mom changed out some of her like normal comforter or duvet items and switched it out for more red ones to fit with the holiday vibes, and so that's kind of what I went with in there. And whereas like the rest of the house is very picture perfect white and crisp, I feel like the mom or dad or whoever feels more comfortable letting those colors shine in their own private bedroom space, rather than out where like she might have people come over for like a holiday dinner and she wants to really keep up that like persona of like perfection. And then you'll see, like I mentioned, I put those windows in there to add something else to the bathroom, but I also end up extending the bathroom tile outwards because it just was a little too small. I wanted to have like a raised platform for the bathtub, but then the toilet and the sink were way too close to the entrance of the bathroom, so I just made it slightly bigger, and I think that just made it so much better. But from the outside it doesn't really look like it's extended because I didn't because it's just like one tile out and it's the same color as like the rest of the front facade area there. And I just added some more columns to it to kind of, I felt like the house was very flat, so by adding the columns I think I made it look a lot more dynamic and then interesting to look at from the road. I personally find curb appeal like a really amazing part of houses and of making houses in The Sims, so I definitely tried my best to make it look good. Modern houses I do find a little bit more difficult, so I did my best. Yeah, I hope you think it looks okay. I personally think it ended up looking okay. I think I added enough colors and dimensions later in this part of the build, and maybe a little bit later on when I get more into the landscaping. And you can see more in detail what I really did in the screenshots at the end of the video. And now we're up on the top deck here. That's right off of the parents' bedroom. There is a door. I don't know if you noticed it, but there's a door coming out and they can walk up out onto this little platformed area. And there's a hot tub. I know, fancy. And I can't imagine like if that hot tub would really be a realistic thing, because hot tubs are probably pretty heavy, and can you put them on something so like this must be a pretty structurally strong building, but it doesn't really look like it, in my opinion. I don't even think there's like, I'm thinking about it now and I don't even think that there's a like post on the one corner of it to hold it up. Don't tell anybody. And I just kind of decorated the outside with a lot of like red decorations just because I wanted it to look like it's still like a Christmas build, not just like a modern house that happens to have some decorations in it. So I really kind of went a little more aggressive with the red and green outside. It's actually really difficult to do a modern Christmas build that you don't want to like aggressively fill with a bunch of decorations that are like red and green and very like tacky. So yeah, it was definitely a challenge, and I'm glad I did it though. I think it's definitely like a breath of fresh air from like all the other builds that I've been working on for this season. I think this may be my first Christmas video that's coming out, so that's actually pretty funny that my first one is probably the least Christmassy one of all, but whatever. Let me just tell you a little more about this build. So if you were to go in the gallery and download it, it's called Modern Christmas. I probably won't change that before I upload it. It's got a lot of packs in it. I wasn't trying to be careful about it in this build, so I'll list them off. Got Snowy Escape, Eco Lifestyle, Discover University, Island Living, Seasons, City Living, Get Together, Parenthood Spa Day, Nifty Knitting, Tiny Living, Moschino, we got Fitness, we got Bowling, and then we got Perfect Patio, and then obviously Holiday Decoration or Celebration, whatever it's called. So yeah, lots in there. It cost $168,000. So that's a lot. It's on a 40 by 30 lot in Oasis Springs, and it's got 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. So yes, lots and lots of room for your Sims. I feel like this is actually like a pretty functional home for family gameplay. There's a lot of different things to do, I think, in this house. I will say that there's not really like a communal like computer area. There's ones in the kids' bedrooms, but I don't think there's one that the parents can access. So you might, if you were to download this, that may be something you want to change or add in. And obviously like taking down all the decorations is also probably something you may want to do if you want to use this house. It's not like, I feel like the decor is fine without all the decorations as well. So you might just want to add a few things in, switch things out, whatnot, but overall, I think it's a pretty successful build, and I hope you think so too. Let me know down in the comments what you think about this, and do you think it quite fits the Christmas vibes? Because it's a little difficult to do the modern Christmas, okay? But I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. Stick around for the screenshots and see everything in more detail. And I hope to see you in my future builds and other videos that I do that come out during this holiday and so on. So I just want to say again, thank you so much for watching this all. So see you next time. Bye-bye.